So today I wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about the drama of the overwhelm. And I hear people tell me that they are overwhelmed multiple times a day. And I just finished a book by Jen Sincero called You Are a Badass, and it totally talks about overwhelm and ways to kind of reprogram your mind, rethink about it, and stop being overwhelmed. And in full disclosure, I get overwhelmed constantly. This past Friday, for example, I was a freaking basket case because I was overwhelmed. But I did some of these things that I'm about to talk with you guys about, and it really helped to kind of turn my mind around and to think about my overwhelm in a different way. And quite honestly, if you're overwhelmed, it's probably a good thing. It either means like your business is flourishing and you need to figure out systems to make it, to take the pressure off of you, or it just means you have a lot on your plate and that's a good thing. Being busy is a good thing. It means that you're in demand. So look at it that way. So a couple tips for you. Number one, there is not enough time. I hear people say this all the time and it makes me crazy. I hear people say, I want to work with you so bad doing personal training, or I want to become a Beachbody coach with you, but I just don't have enough time. Stop the excuses. It doesn't help. Excuses don't work. If you want something bad enough, you will figure out the time. If you want to start a fitness routine, you will figure it out. It's 30 minutes a day. You can do a really hard workout to get a really great workout in 30 minutes or less in a day. And what... 30 minutes is like, 5% of your day, around there. So really, it's not a huge chunk of time. I hear people say, I can't fix my family or myself healthy meals. Yeah, you can. It's pretty easy. It's really easy, actually. Just chop up some fruit, chop up some veggies. You got a healthy meal. So it's easy. It really is easy. But if you are saying you don't have enough time, put a timeline on something. So if you say I want to start a fitness routine, and you're not working out at all right now, work out 3 days a week for the first 2 weeks. So set aside 30 minutes a day, wake up 30 minutes earlier, stay up 30 minutes later, figure out a 30-minute chunk of time every single day for 3 days, for 3 days in the first 2 weeks. So 3 days a week, first 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks, try 4 days a week. Next 2 weeks, try 5 days a week. Part of establishing a routine and a healthy lifestyle is making it a priority, but also making it a habit. And habits take practice. So if you do this something, if you're making it a priority for 3 days a week, and then 4 days a week, and then 5 days a week, you're building up a habit. And that's really, really, really helpful. And it's a great way to get into a routine. And that's for anything. I'm just using fitness as an example because that's what's on my mind this morning. But this is for anything. It's for eating healthy. It's for if you want to start reading books, if you want to explore Facebook, I don't know, if you want to do a class online, anything like this. Just start in small chunks. You'll get it, I promise. So don't say there's not enough time. There is, I promise. So part of this is in Jen Sincero's book, she says, show some respect. So if you are a flake, which a lot of people are, a lot of people can be flaky. I can be flaky, totally admit it. Or if you're always late, putting that energy out into the universe doesn't really help. What you put out there comes back to you. So I would suggest, if you're always late, make a point to leave your house 10 minutes earlier. If you're a flake, make sure when those emails come in or when those Facebook messages come in, you answer them immediately. So you're not flaking out on people. If you get a text message and you see it and you open it and you read it, respond. Don't just sit on it for a while. What you put out into the world will come back to you. So flakiness, being lateness doesn't work. And it's same with positivity. I find the more positive I am. So if you put out into the world positivity, it'll come back to you. If you are generous, it'll come back to you. So think about the sort of energy and the vibes you're putting out in the world. It will make a difference. Third suggestion, chunk it out. So chunk down your task into small parts. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier with the fitness routine example I used. So if you, for example, right now I'm done my certified personal training course, and I'm studying for my test, which is at the end of April, right? So I have a ton of studying to do, but I have chunked it out into 30-minute sections every single day. So I can stay up 30 minutes late later every single night and study for my test. And if I stay consistent in that, I should be good to go by the end of April, and taking my test shouldn't be a big deal. So chunk it down into smaller pieces if you get overwhelmed by the saying, I don't have enough time. Number 2, there is too much to do. I hear people say this all the time. There's too much to do. So there's too much to do. So your words are powerful. Words are very powerful. Think about crazy things that have happened in the world. Usually it starts by a conversation, by people saying things. So watch what you're saying. If you are saying, I'm too busy, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed out, blah, 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 your mind is going to start to believe that. Your thoughts are really powerful internally and also externally. So if you're saying these things out loud, you're probably going to start believing them. So instead of saying there's too much to do, you could turn around and say, you know what, I am really, really blessed that I have, these 4 healthy kids and this thriving business that demands a lot of my time. I often say, I use the word overwhelmed a lot. I'm really overwhelmed. I'm really stressed out. And it's because my husband, he's a pastor, right? So he has a lot of responsibilities. He has a lot of job stuff. And I don't have a ton of job stuff, but I don't have a ton of job, nothing like him. And I'm the primary caregiver of my son during the day. So I often say I'm overwhelmed because I have a lot on my plate. It's a good thing. I have a healthy, thriving son who loves me, who wants to be around me. I have an awesome business, and I love what I do every day. So, really, my life is not that bad. So watch what you say. And if it's really that bad, get some help. Hire somebody. This year, we enrolled my son in 2 days a week of preschool, which we've never done before. And it was awesome. And then a third day opened up, and I was like, sign him up. It's more money, which at the time I was like, I don't know how we're going to pay for it, but we'll figure it out. But that time away from him has allowed me to really build my business. So it's 3 hours of the week that I can work more. And that's helped me to kind of be a little bit more efficient, develop some systems in place that help me to be a little bit more successful, a little bit more organized, and a little bit more intentional. And that's been really helpful. So get some help if you need it. Get some help. Hire a virtual assistant. Put your kid in some care for a little bit. And quite honestly, the time away from you, if you're worried about your kids being away from you, that was a concern of mine. If you're really worried about that time away, that whole saying, absence makes the heart fonder, it'll make you enjoy your time with them a little bit more. So try it out. See what happens. It can't hurt. You can always take them out of preschool, right? You can always fire your virtual assistant. So see what happens. It might be worth it. And get into reality. So prioritize your to-do list. So every day, the day prior, I make a list of the top 3 things that I 100% have to do that day. So 3 things I cannot go to bed before completing. So prioritize your to-do list. If these are things that really have to get done, as soon as you wake up in the morning, get them done. That way you can spend the rest of your day either doing things that you want to do, things that are kind of secondary, or just hang out. So try it out and see what happens. Prioritizing your to-do list can be really, really, really helpful. So try it. Her 4th suggestion, delegate or die, which I love. So like I was saying with a virtual assistant, if you are really overwhelmed with something, hire somebody, pay them $12 an hour, and they can do something for you that's kind of monotonous. I am looking to hire a virtual assistant to schedule my social media posts. I know that sounds super lame, but what I do when I have an online boot camp is I make a content calendar, and every single day at what time I have a certain post scheduled. So then I go into Hootsuite and schedule them all. And quite honestly, going into Hootsuite and scheduling them all I hate doing it. It makes me crazy. I always schedule something wrong. I always schedule something in the wrong group, and it makes me crazy. So I'm looking to hire somebody to do that for me. Number 1, it'll take some stress away from me. And number 2, it'll free up an hour or 2 every week. It's not a crazy task, but it's what I hate doing. So try it out. Let me know how it goes. Try it. It works. It will work. I'm excited for my possibility. I'm interviewing a virtual assistant on Friday. So yay. Number 3, people say I'm exhausted all the time. I'm sorry you're tired. You have a life that's awesome that you're building, that's really great, which causes you to sometimes not get a lot of sleep. I'm sorry you're tired, but it's awesome. You have a great life. And if you're tired, schedule a nap. Have a babysitter come. Take a nap while they're here. It's valuable. Do it. If it makes your life easier, do it. Try it out. And number 4, love yourself. Jen Sincero always ends her lists with this one. If you don't love yourself, nobody else will. So try it. It will be valuable. I promise. Cool. So those are my tips for getting rid of the overwhelm. Okay, so just to recap the drama of the overwhelm. Number 1, not enough time. There's time, I promise. You can do it. Show some respect. So if you're always late, if you're a flake, stop doing that. Chunk it down, so break it down into small parts. There's too much to do. Watch what you say you believe. So spin things to the positive. Get some help. Hire someone. Delegate. And get into reality. So prioritize your to-do list. Try that out. Don't say the words, I'm exhausted. Sorry. Don't be tired. Take a nap if you need to. And number 4, love yourself. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have questions, please feel free to email me. My email is sweatflexshine@gmail.com. And again, my name is Allison Hardy. Thank you for tuning in. It's been great talking with you all today. And have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.